get your condo in Hawaii after that?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. We rented them out for a while. That rental, I'm not a good renter.
You have to hire a company to do it for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And they didn't do the good job. I expected more out of them, so I sold them.
Wow, you're back in Hawaii a lot. So when was the first time you went to, actually back to Pearl Harbor for a commemoration of the event?
And that was about it. Oh, no, it was. I see what you mean. No, that was about 10, 20, maybe 20 to 30 years ago.
30,
25,
25
maybe.
years ago, that's the first time you went back for one of the ceremonies?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did that after I joined the chapter. So sometime in there. Some of those dates I have to try to get a benchmark to tell you when it is, you know, but
right.
it's kind of hard after a while.
Yeah, but you're one of those that started going like way back. I mean, like I said, some guys in our group, they only started, they went back the first time maybe just like 5 or so years ago. Yeah, maybe.
That's easy.
Yeah. But, no, okay. You go to the
It's interesting. I joined the Army first,
Army? You joined the Army?
Army Reserves,
Okay.
and then I didn't like that. I joined the Marine Reserves. I talked into that. I didn't like that, so when I joined the Navy, that was it. But I told the sergeant, hey, I signed up for the Army Reserve. I don't like it down there. I'll take care of that. So I told the Navy guy, the chief, I said, I signed up for the Marines. I'll take care of it, you know. And the Army, I did the same thing. I had to give them all the uniforms back. I only had a couple. I gladly gave them all back. The Marine didn't fit anywhere. The shortest pair was too big, too long.
Navy was just right.
Yeah, yeah. Although they didn't have any shoes small enough for me. So they gave me a pair. They got them out of the storage. And all the Navy ones all plain-toed. But these had a welt over the toe. And I had, every time in formation, you know, the chiefs would jump me by, those shoes are not regulation. I said, damn it, I got them out of small stores. It must be. And I had a whole time going. Finally, I had a little card that I carried. But these are with GI issue, you know, whatever, signed by my chief. So get off my back.
The funniest things they get weird about.
Yeah, and one guy was in there. He was in civvies all the way through boot camp, and I wonder. I see him like all the way. He wasn't in our company. He was another one, but we'd see him at chow time and at pay time, and he's still in civvies. He was a big guy, just gorilla. And it turns out, I got to know him later. He's a real nice guy, but they didn't have a uniform to fit him. He was too big and broad.
Made special.
Yeah, that's it. So then I later on I changed those shoes. I had to buy a pair of small stores, about $5, I guess, which is a lot of dough for me. Then I was only getting 21.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of your paycheck, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe I was getting 36 by that time, but I think it was 21. I was still a apprentice seaman. Anyway, the what was after the Navy gave me a full issue, was okay, you know. So except for we had to pay for a bucket. I had to pay for the scrub brush to scrub our canvas, our hammock and sea bags. And they gave us an extra pair of high tops. They didn't give them to us, they charged us for them. They gave them to us, whether we liked them or not. Because they said, by the time you get out of boot camp, you're going to wear these out. And we did. That grinder out there was just leather all over, rubber and leather, little bitties. The whole grinder, the whole big grinder, size of a football field. And then, see, what else do we have to pay for? Something else. couldn't believe it.
Toothpaste,
Yeah.
toothbrush.
But so we hung on to all of our stuff. But
Keep
that
it
was
all neatly in a sea chest.
no in the bags.
Oh, you didn't get a sea chest even?
Sea bag.
Sea bag. Oh,
No,
sea bag.
I got a chest when I was an officer. Enlisted men couldn't have them.
Chest.
Officers could.
Oh, well.
But they
One of
cha-
the perks, huh?
but they changed. I thought they gave them for nothing, because the guy down in the guy that made all the wooden caskets, you know, he was also a carpenter for this. So I got charged for the
For your sea chest?
the sea chest.
Do you still have your sea chest?
No, I gave it to somebody who. Did I give it to Terry? I might have given it to Jim, my son. He might have it up in Seattle.
As long as it's still
Oh, they were good.
Yeah.
Boy, they were well made,
Yeah.
well
imagine.
constructed. Another little anecdote. Coming back from South America, we could have flown back to Puerto Rico, turned our planes in, got a flight from there to Norfolk. But we decided, a bunch of us, no, we'll stay here as long as we can, and then until we get a ship coming back. We knew this ship was going to be coming sometime, because they were moving the whole army division out of Puerto Rico. You know, war was over for them there. They moved out. So we stayed, waited for that, and finally, when we got going, we to Seattle. I mean to Norfolk. So we had picked up a lot of rum and whiskey. And we had to have room for it. We were moving out. We were getting practically for nothing, because they were closing the officers' mess anyway, the club. You know, we were the last ones out of there. So it was like $2 a case or something. We couldn't pass it up. So I threw away my clothes, make room for the whiskey. So I put all these four cases in the and I had to stuff a few clothes that I could get here and there around. And some I didn't get. Well, I kept some of them. I remember my one pair of shoes had to go, my flight shoes, and they were Marine field boots is what they were. So anyway, we get on topside, and we're in Norfolk. The ship, was it Norfolk or New Orleans? I forget now. Anyway, the ship came in. I think it was New Orleans. And they're unloading all of our stuff off the ship on these cargo nets. They put it down easy, and the stevedores down there separate, put it all inside. So we looked in here. Hey, I said, that's mine coming down. Get down. The guy gets down about 5 feet, and he lets go. The thing went down. Jeez, you should have seen the mess of alcohol all over it. I said, oh, there goes. Almost all of it was ruined. Almost all the bottles broke. And who could I charge for it? Nobody. And I was stuck.
Because that guy dropped it.
Yeah, they dropped the. Oh, I wasn't the only guys. The other guys had. There's so much stuff that the thing was just dripping.
Oh, man.
That was something.
I guess Don likes to. I wonder. So you guys go. I want to ask two things. Like, and then we probably should give you a rest. Come back another time. So you guys go to a lot of ship christenings, or what do you call it, commissionings.
Yeah.
And you went. The last one was.
No, with commissioning. The christening was in Pascagoula, Mississippi. That's when it's on the ways. You know, it's just being built. It's not ready for commission, not ready to float yet. That's when when they hit it with a bottle and it goes down the ways.
Yeah.
All it is just a shell of the ship, the hull, but nothing else. That gets commissioned now. I mean, christened. It's now a ship. But when it's commissioned, the Navy has accepted it, paid for it, you know, and it is now a ship in the fleet. It's accepted. It has
as soon as you get the crew on board, it's good to go.
Yeah, and that's when you'll see a commissioning pennant will go up, long streamer, like red and white or whatever. That's a commissioning pennant. And then you'll see the skipper's flag go up, and if the admiral's aboard like this one, there's a 4-star flag goes up. That's the admiral's on board. And they're all ready to go. Now, everybody, the ship has been manned. The woman who christened it, commissioned it.
This is the last one you saw?
Yeah.
The Finn?
Yeah, John Finn.
John Finn, that's it.
And a nice guy, very, very nice.
You knew John Finn?
We knew him, yeah, because he lived in San Diego, but he was up here, and we'd see him at the conventions and all. He was a.
You went to both. You went to the christening.
No, I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go to the christening.
Kathleen did.
Kathleen went to the christening, that's right.
Yeah. And we couldn't make it, so we had something else going on then.
Right, and then, but you went to the commissioning.
Yep.
Well, she went to that too,
Yeah,
actually.
that was really impressive. I've been to more, about 5 over my career, but this was the best one, I think, of all of them. I went to the LSD-52 also, the USS Pearl Harbor.
Wow.
I went to that one. That was a fairly good one too, but not as good as this one.
And the Finn is what class of a ship again?
It's a guided missile destroyer. It's a Raleigh Burke class DP-91.
Okay.
But that all that stuff,
Yeah. You need something in a Navy guy.
Yeah.
Right, and then you didn't go to the Gerald Ford though, the aircraft carrier.
No, I didn't even know about that. That was I think that was back in Maine. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Probably not very convenient.
Yeah, they have a big yard there too.
Wow. Okay, and then I guess one of the last questions I like to ask is, now you've had a long and rich life.
Well,
Very rich.
it's up and down. It's up and down.
Well, everybody, like everybody else. So, what is your advice? What were your life lessons? I know that's a tough one.
Well, can I tell a joke first?
Sure.
I heard the other day, this woman, there's 65 years of married life. They're on this show. So actually the guy says, you've heard of this before, but I'll ask you, what is your secret of a long marriage? So she says, well, the way I see it, I let him have my way every time. So there's something in that somewhere. What was your question again?
Oh, it's just any advice?
Oh, okay.
Wisdom.
I'm a lousy philosopher. At one time I'd love to be a philosopher, but I just kind of figured just take it one day at a time. But one thing is, don't go to bed mad at each other.
No, it's okay, sorry.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah. Okay, don't go to bed mad. Okay.
Don't go to bed mad at each other, no matter what. It's because the next day you're starting over, Okay?
Okay, and...
That's enough right there, I think.
Okay, yeah, exercise,
and you better the guy's got to be pretty good at ducking. It's a frying pan or it's a left hook.
Oh, I can say that from your war experience. Bullets.
No, I'm just kidding. What, sweetie?
You need a drink. Yeah. Take a drink break.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, drink break. I could give you more.
No, I just sip it.
Okay, so
And always be happy.
now
Always be happy, yeah. Look at the bright side.
request that Miriam
It's
pull
kind of hard
over
sometimes,
here.
but you got to try.
Really? Okay, we're bringing Miriam in. Don't go anywhere.
Now,
But always keep your wife informed, or your mate informed of what you're doing, what you're up to.
Sit over here.
Don't have any,
well,
don't have any secrets.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, they'll find out anyway, huh?
Yeah, well, if they do, it's going to be tough sometime.
Yeah. I mean,
so we're
right
gonna
out the
scoot you in
wrong
there
way.
pretty close.